This podcast episode is brought to you by GoTo, quality, effective skincare that actually works.
Hello and welcome to Self-Helped, the show where we've done the therapy so that you don't have to.
I'm Taylor Swift.
And I'm Travis Kelsey.
And while we're not licensed professionals, we sure have kept quite a few of them in business.
We're best friends in very different life stages, but from shrinks to bookstore bargain bins, we've both sampled the full self-help buffet.
And now we're dishing it out, secondhand, reheated, and seasoned with some questionable life choices. This is Self-Helped.
Hello, Tully. We look like we're joining the Easter Bonnet parade today.
I didn't realise that you also got the hat memo. To be fair, you often wear hats.
I was going to say hats are kind of my thing, but welcome aboard.
Can you tell who I'm channeling today?
It's me.
Ned called it. No, someone more famous than you.
Oh, couldn't think of someone more famous than me.
Okay, well, I felt Sporty Spice, but maybe it's just from the stripes. But Ned said Jamiroquai because of the hat.
It really is. It is. We're both giving
it's my pimp hat.
North England
90s.
It's
drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Guys, welcome back. So excited. Tal, we've had a big week. Both of us were really a bit burnt out after last week. Mm-hmm. Tell me about your weekend. You went away.
I had a staycation.
Gorge.
I love nothing more than having a staycation. It's tricky with pets, right? We had to get a pet sitter. So sometimes staycations, like just the one night, works perfectly. The new One Hotel in Melbourne.
Gorge.
Stunning.
Not a paid ad.
Not a paid ad at all. It was a free stay. It was a gifted stay. I was #invited. But it was beautiful. We had a sound therapy session.
Oh.
So picture
those
this.
things make me giggle.
Okay, so it's like a massage bed, but full of water.
I'm sorry. One step backwards. A massage bed?
Just imagine like a lash brow bed, like one of those like bendable beds.
Okay, yeah.
But it's a water bed.
Yes.
And then they give you noise-cancelling headphones, a weighted blanket, which for my sensory issues is... And then you have like binary beats play in your headphones and the bed vibrates to the beat.
Stop it. Did you fall asleep?
No, of course. No.
I would fall asleep.
I was like...
So you were getting probably like a little Jamiroquai in there. Okay.
How was your weekend?
Well, we went away as well.
Sorry? Go back. You can't just be casually dropping a week on the podcast.
That is off topic.
Mr. Mystery.
For now.
What should we call him?
Mr. M.
Mr. M.
Mr. M. Mr. M and
like
I
Big M Milk or is he strawberry or chocolate?
This is my new partner, Mr. Milk. So Mr. M and I also went away. We went to Red Hill. We had a Airbnb, fireplace.
Stunning.
Red wine.
Stunning. Bath?
Lots of sleeping. Bath. It was stunning. And do you know what we did, which I haven't done in, I would say, about 20 years? We played a game of chess.
Is now a good time to tell you that I cannot play chess?
No. Really? At all?
I've never been taught.
Okay, listen, I had like the rules up on my phone. I was like, just making sure that I know what I'm doing. He beat me, obviously.
I was going to say, I've met him a couple of times now and he would absolutely have walloped you, like dragged your ass.
Probably the smartest person we've ever met. You and I do a lot of like blinking with him. We're like, yeah, we agree with that very difficult topic.
Please order our wine in French again. Monsieur.
Monsieur. Anyway, we played chess. He kicked my ass, but it also made me realize how much my brain has atrophied. I think because of TikTok. We're playing a game of chess. It wouldn't have gone for longer than, 10 minutes maybe. And like 1 minute in, I was like,
I'm bored. Swipe. Well, I mean, Mags, we kind of figured that out when we were doing some research about how long our podcast should be.
Yes.
And we hear you guys, we know you want it to be longer, but the research says
we're idiots.
Because of apps like TikTok and the and like dating apps, instant gratification.
Yes.
We can't focus for more than 30 minutes.
Our
apparently.
brains are slow and dying, basically. I mean, interesting though, putting it out to the audience. We've had a kind of like longer app, the last two. What do people think?
Let us know. Slide into our DMs or email us at selfhelpedpod@gmail.com.
I also have a funny little kid story to tell you. So my daughter Minty, who is 4, has started tap dancing lessons.
Whose idea was that, firstly?
Not mine. Anyway, so she's been clacking around the house.
I was going to say, the shoes banned at the house, surely. If you hated the frozen plastic heels, how are you dealing with the tap shoes?
Well, there's multiple pairs of those. Anyway, so I'm in the bathroom the other morning. I hear this like clack, 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 clack down the hallway. And just as I went to open my mouth to say, take off those bloody tap shoes, Minty goes, Mummy, I've got on the bloody tap shoes. It was so good.
Oh my gosh.
So in her mind, they're just called bloody tap shoes.
Does she know that bloody is, I mean, it's not a swear word.
I think it's hilarious.
It's grey area.
I think it's funny.
I think it's hilarious.
Is that bad? Should I let my child swear?
Bloody's fine.
I think it's really funny.
Bloody's
anyway,
fine.
I'm fully encouraging of it.
Did I also see that you went to one of my favourite wineries, Polpero?
I did. We ate everything. It was 14 dishes. It was a degustation, so 14 dishes. We rolled out of there.
That place in the world is, in my opinion, more beautiful like now, winter, autumn.
Yes.
Yes, it's near the beaches. It's near Sorrento. It's near Portsea. For those who aren't from Melbourne, Red Hill is this beautiful winery area down the coast.
Perfect for chess.
It's perfect for everything. But I actually prefer visiting it like now.
Yeah,
in the
gorgeous.
cooler months.
Stun. Amazing. You had your 30th birthday lunch there.
I did, and you gave a speech.
Did
that
I?
actually still... Babe, I still have the footage of it. We can put it up on the Instagram if you want.
Not with that fringe. We're not. No, thank you, ma'am. A curly fringe, not my finest choice.
So basically what we're saying is we both had sexy staycations over the weekend and we're glowing for it.
Sexy glow and cool hats. Should we get started?
Yes, let's do it.
So we're kicking things off each week with a little therapy time, our very own bargain bin version of the couch session.
Exactly. One of us spills our drama on the imaginary chaise lounge, while the other slips into the role of discount therapist, clipboard, stopwatch, and plenty of unsolicited wisdom included.
It's very us-coded. Okay, so I love this topic. I know I say this every week. Honestly,
This is my favourite topic. I'm obsessed.
But this one I think is really interesting to me because whether or not you've gone to therapy, every single person has done this at some stage in their life. And I'm talking about self-improvement. I pose a hypothesis. We are in the midst of a self-improvement epidemic. Here's why it's come up for me this week.
Please.
I have had a ginormous week. So I work full-time in a corporate role. I have a toddler, a 4-year-old.
I have a,
what's the word I'm looking for?
What's her name?
Child. And I have this show. So to say that I'm busy is an understatement. On top of that, I have a million hobbies. One of them, I love the gym. I love sports. Anyway, so this week I'd had a massive day. I'd worked all day. I'd had a shitty sleep the night before. Minty's currently toilet training.
Fun.
I was exhausted. And what did I do? I went to the gym. So there I am, sprinting on the treadmill, trying to get in.
Is that how you run at the gym?
Yeah. You can't hear the Baywatch. The Baywatch scene playing. Anyway, I'm running fabulously. And I suddenly felt like I was about to faint. I was seeing stars in front of my eyes. I was like, oh God, how embarrassing. I'm going to fall off this treadmill. So I get off, I take a seat, I'm fine. But I kind of had one of those moments where I went, I think I might be doing too much.
You probably skipped lunch.
Skipped lunch.
Hadn't had a sip of water for the last 3 to 5 days.
100%. 100%. Tully's constantly on my back about my water consumption, people. Anyway, it occurred to me that rather than just trying to get through like the baseline activities that my day required, I was throwing something extra in there because I felt like I had to. And it's really this toxic relationship that I think I have with self-improvement. It's not enough just to be a working mum. I have to be a fit working mum. I have to be a working mum who's across her social media. I have to be a working mum that's dressed fabulously every day. Just so much pressure that we put on ourselves. And I think that really comes back to a lot of different information streams coming at us, offering this self-improvement information. Everywhere we go, there's advice out there, how to wake up earlier, how to work out smarter, how to manifest abundance, fix your gut health, or climb the career ladder faster. And I'm starting to feel, Tully, that this is the new cultural expectation. Be yourself, but better.
Yeah, 100%. There are whole industries around this idea that's like you, but better. Career coaching, cycle syncing, wellness trends, cold plunges. It's a constant reinvention of the new year, new me. It's like every month is a New Year's resolution that we have to stick to, we have to keep.
Groundhog Day.
And the endless stream of how to be better content. all the time on every platform.
Yes.
Kind of starts to feel like homework. Constant homework that we're behind in. We've never caught up to our homework. And if you're not doing your homework that you know you should be doing, you get that guilty feeling.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know about you, but when I had school exams.
I was just about to say,
I
still have nightmares.
If I had an exam, I would not allow myself to do anything enjoyable.
Yes.
I could even sit down and watch an episode of Home and Away with my mum, aka The Dream, because I knew I had an exam in a couple of days or in a week that I should be studying for.
Right.
It's that feeling of like I should be doing something more.
That's exactly the feeling. And like not being able just to relax into the fact that sometimes it's okay to sit and do nothing. I sort of feel like we are a generation that's grappling with a lot of uncertainty. Like there's a lot happening in the world right now. We're super hyper connected to every bad thing that's happening across the planet. And I think this could be like a control response, right? Like I can't help the fact that there is a war going on overseas. Inflation is rising with every day. I can't afford a house. But do you know what? I can force myself to go to a Pilates class and really nail that Pilates class.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like, you know, and I'm such a hypocrite because I've been dying for one of those Aura rings.
Oh my God, Mr. Milk.
Mr. Milk has one.
Mr. Milk has one of those. Yeah.
But don't you think it's just another way we're tracking every single metric of our existence?
Yes.
Sleep.
Yes.
Energy levels.
Yeah.
Cardio.
Yeah.
Steps. Water intake.
Can we just leave ourselves alone for a minute?
Well, apparently not.
I mean, like, okay, so I think there's maybe a good side to it in that it's helped to normalize some conversations like money and mental health, you know, not that we're gamifying it, but we're putting some conversation around it where it's like, hey, you can actually do better. Here's a hack on how to do better with this.
I actually need it to be gamified to do it.
Yeah.
My personality is, and if I'm not having to log into an app to mark off my activity for the day and then maybe at the end of the week get a little gold star and a sound effect, I won't do it.
A little confetti burst.
I won't do it.
Yeah, okay, interesting. No, I think I'm the same. And I think that, you know, it maybe puts some boundaries and some shape around these projects that are intimidating otherwise, like fitness or health or money, whatever it is. But I think the kind of flip side of it is if you can't get that balance right, you can get obsessed with self-improvement. And I kind of feel like some of us are in that place at the moment.
And here's the kicker. Research shows women are far more likely than men to follow wellness and motivational accounts, but we're also more likely to walk away from them feeling inadequate. So it's not just a scroll, it's a full-blown spiral.
Yeah, wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. That makes me feel better because I am definitely addicted to self-improvement. I think the delineation that I'm finding though is that—
So many big words today. Talk dirty to me.
Did I mention I played chess on the weekend? The delineation is that growth is healthy, relentless self-surveillance, not healthy, not good. So I think what starts as like a sense of empowerment can quickly morph into pressure to optimize every single last little bit of your life. And like the other day at the gym, when I almost came off the treadmill, these moments can start to happen.
Selfishly, I would have loved to have been there to film that had you actually eaten shit on the treadmill. Like all those, you know, funny clips where they slam hard.
It looks painful though.
Yeah, look, I think it's definitely turned to this invisible workload. It's a full-time job, self-monitoring. It's a full-time job. I think it's a really great topic, Mags, and I think that anyone listening would be able to relate to it. Okay, Mags, well, I'm in the big boss chair over here.
Oh, you're in the big girl chair.
So I have some therapy questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
Therapy is now in session. Okay, Mags, as a fellow A-type overachiever with more than one set of tarot cards and angel cards and affirmation cards, I am your target audience for this. So let's get started.
Okay, let's do it.
You've clearly already stated that you're into self-improvement. Why do you think that is? Is there a specific reason?
Yeah, I reckon. So I think there's two things. I think the first one is anyone that has had any kind of struggle with mental health in their life will lean on self-improvement as a bit of a Band-Aid fix.
A crutch.
Right? So like, you know, when they go, oh, go for a run or have a nice bath with some like bath salts.
Have you tried lavender? Lavender spray is really good for anxiety.
Actually, my brain's not working properly, but thanks for the tip. So I think that it does give a false sense of being proactive. You're like, I'm not just going to sit around and feel like shit. I'm going to do something to try and help myself out of this hole. So I think that's one thing. You know, you can also start to see yourself as a work in progress So there's like a sort of sense of being temporary in that moment. And I think that when you detach from your present, that's kind of a good thing if your present's not so great.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, I can barely run a meter right now, but I'm sure if I keep this up in a month's time, I can maybe run a kilometer.
Yeah, there we go. On the treadmill and not fall off it.
It makes you feel comfortable in sort of the murky messiness.
Yes. It makes
because you think you're working towards a bigger and better and brighter goal.
100%. Like I'm okay with now being kind of shitty because the future's going to be better and I'm doing something towards it.
And I have to just keep working at it.
Yeah. Keep
slamming myself.
Yes. You'll get there eventually. So I think that ties in really well with the second thing that I think has made me kind of attach myself to this concept of self-improvement. I'm an overachiever, right? Like my average day involves mothering alone, going to the gym, going to a job. Like there is a lot going on. But all of it I don't see as a negative thing. I see it as like a competition with myself.
Look at me go.
Yeah, but not even look at me, but like how much can I do? What's my edge? How do I meet that edge? So I think I am kind of addicted to seeing how much I can do before I break.
Ugh. This is feeling a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a bit.
Did we just have a therapy breakthrough in the first 5 minutes?
I haven't even spoken yet. We've just gotten started.
Guys, my self-improvement's reached critical mass. I'm now healing myself. Thank you. Show's over.
As I said, overachiever. I have just clocked life and I have won. Okay, so I think with self-help, there are some really beneficial, scientifically proven even methods. You know, going for a walk or getting some fresh air is probably going to help you. Serotonin levels, vitamin D, blah, blah, blah. But there are also some very funny, should we say maybe fads, self-improvement phases. And I know I've gone through a couple of weird ones.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I've been there watching you.
Okay.
Yep.
You just like to take a little jab wherever you can find one. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go through some of your weird and wonderful ones.
Oh, I've got a really good one actually. And I was howling with laughter when I was thinking about this. So I used to live in Bondi. I lived in Bondi Beach for a couple of years. Not a great start. And
Namaste.
And I really threw myself into yoga and cacao ceremonies.
Everyone does that.
And I really wanted to be that person. And I realized I am not that person. As someone that wears a tie most days, I'm not going to be that person.
Also, for those that are listening and not watching, let me just talk you through Maggie's outfit right now. And you tell me if she belongs in the Bondi Yoga studio. She's wearing tartan Doc Martens with gold studs on the toe. Probably vintage. They're beautiful. Yep. She's wearing, they might be the slacks that I wore in the podcast artwork from the op shop.
Slacks.
What else would you call those? Trousers?
All right, Dad. Yep.
She then has a very queer ass. Is that a kilt?
It's a kilt.
She's wearing she's wearing a tartan quilt over the slacks.
Wearing a kilt, not a quilt.
She's wearing a tartan kilt over the slacks.
Yes.
Then she has some kind of nondescript printed white t-shirt with a black, I'm going to say op shop find, knitted vest.
Knitted vest, yes.
And a grey felt Kangol hat with one singular, again very queer-coded, dagger earring.
That's it.
And you thought you were going to try and fit in with the Bondi crew.
I thought this was pretty low-key for me, actually. So with that image in mind, everyone, from Tully, who's currently wearing a fluffy hat, I would like to tell you about the worst self-improvement thing I tried. And it was called Ecstatic dance. So let me paint the picture
I wish
for
you would
everyone listening. It is a big room. It's a big room. The lights are not dark. The lights are up. Big, bright room. They start playing like hippie music, okay? I don't even know what that genre's called.
Say where the
Then there's me. And the ask of everyone in the room was that you had to just move around, eyes open.
No.
And just dance how you felt. I felt like I wanted to melt into a puddle on the floor and slink out the door Alex Mack style. But instead I was like, no, I can do this. So we're in the room and everyone's moving around. They go, stop. And the first person that you stop near, you have to dance with them. It was the worst night of my life.
Why am I imagining like Strictly Ballroom, like ball dancing? You had to start.
No, it was like grab their hands.
No.
Then we had to hug the person. It was this moment where I went, I might have taken this too far.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ever going to be this person. And so now I wrap up into kind of the one category, ceremonial cacao.
Yeah, I'm going to say, can you give us a list? Because I know there's a list. So can you just rattle us through them and then I'll share some of mine so it's even.
Tarot cards, flared yoga pants, Reiki, essential oils, anything with coconut oil in it. I think that's it.
Did you talk about the hug therapy? You think I'm going to let you skip the hug therapy?
The hug therapy. So this was part of a similar event and you had to sit opposite someone and look deep into their eyes. Tully can't even make eye contact with me right now
so
for
uncomfortable.
2 seconds. You had to look into this person's eyes, not saying anything, and then hug them. Again, I was like, I struggle with a handshake.
I was going to say, you're not really a big hugger.
Not a big toucher, full stop. So we're going to clock those self-improvement phases up as a thanks for having me, never coming back. Okay, so now I've told you my super embarrassing self-improvement phase in Bondi. What about you, Tal? What have you gone through?
I have a few. I did get pretty woo-woo for a second there. I think as we touched on in an earlier episode, when you hit rock bottom, I was just looking for anything to grab onto.
Yes.
And during this phase, I did a couple of weird things. Okay. First of all, I got really into kinesiology, which I still do to this day. I stand by it. I love it. It's a game changer. Do I understand what's happening?
No.
When she's tapping me and no idea. It doesn't matter.
What do you mean tapping you?
They pick up your arm and it's all that muscle tension and they can tell things.
God. It's sounding dangerously like hug therapy to me, but yep, okay.
I've had my aura photographed and then read.
What color was it?
It didn't mean anything good. So imagine Ned's was bright yellows.
I was going to say.
Baby blues.
Sparkles.
And mine was like deep purple and black. And there were all these bits of light, which apparently are spirits. Anyway, I did have a gratitude journal that I tried to keep up. Felt like homework, hated it. Angel cards, which I love. I had all kinds of apps, again, to gamify my self-improvement. One being linked to this fancy smart water bottle, and it would send me notifications and reminders every hour to drink more water.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
And finally, I always carry crystals around.
You don't.
I do, in my handbag, in my pocket, and when I go to events, I have black tourmaline on me because my industry, people are toxic as fuck.
Oh my gosh. And yet you don't have a single snack in your bag for me.
No snacks, just crystals. They're weird and wonderful and a little bit funny. Also very beneficial. And this is the thing. We're not going to yuck your yum. If it works for you, keep it going. But there can be some self-improvement trends, fads that are a little bit more dicey, perhaps even harmful. Do you think you've ever dabbled in that space, looking back even? And times change, we grow and evolve. But do you think you've ever dabbled in kind of the
dark arts? I think for sure. And not to make this super serious, but I think there's some self-improvement hacks that are really dangerous.
Women in the 1950s used to purposely give themselves tapeworm to lose weight.
I wouldn't put that one on the no list. Okay.
Have you seen a tapeworm be pulled out of someone's butt?
Yeah, amazingly long, fascinating stuff. Clock that one up with things to do alongside chess. I think for me, self-improvement started to maybe veer into an unhealthy space, especially around food and eating. I have struggled with disordered eating, as you know, for a very, very long time, probably since I was early teens. And I think anything around fasting, maybe not so much diet culture, I can kind of separate myself from that, but anything that was food related that was about control, really dangerous territory for me. That was a slippery slide that I would go down. I'm like, I can fast for an entire day.
Yeah.
I can fast for more than one day.
Yeah.
And it's good for me. That's a really toxic space to get into.
I could not agree more. I think calorie counting and weigh-ins. I used to have my MyFitnessPal.
I still have that.
And it would remind you every day, log your calories.
Yeah.
What do you have for breakfast?
Yep.
Log your weight.
Yes.
And you see that little bar graph.
Yeah.
And if you see the bar graph suddenly dip, you go, oh no.
Yeah. Or you've got 2.5 calories left for the day.
So
you
haven't
haven't even
yourself.
had dinner yet. Yeah.
The other one that I tried for a little bit, which is also pretty dangerous, is the 5-2, which is fasting 2 days a week.
2 consecutive days.
I think they're Tuesday, Thursday. And then finally, controversial, but I really drank the F45 Kool-Aid for a bit there.
You did. You made me come to that.
I did.
Once.
And I was training 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I was not having rest days.
And girl, you are a whip of a girl to start with.
Well, something like a HIIT training session, my psychologist said, you're basically running with elephants every day. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your...
Oh, right. Yeah. So I was like, spiritually?
So it's like, go, faster.
Dopamine, like addiction to dopamine, quick kind of satisfactions on, hey, I'm doing something that's making me feel better.
Mm-hmm. And there's loud music.
Yeah.
And the trainers are telling you look hot, your butt looks good.
Never had that, but okay.
What about a helpful one? What about one that actually did work out and you felt good doing it?
Around the time of having a child and divorce, I kind of stopped reading, which
it's always the first to go, isn't it?
It really is. So I stopped reading, and as a writer and as someone who has just devoured books her entire life, that felt like a real absence. And what I ended up throwing myself back into was Greek philosophy, which I can see you rolling your eyes. But I really got stuck into Epictetus and Stoicism, so the concept of Stoicism. I read multiple books on it. It sort of became like a theology that I was adhering to my life. Everything in it, it was not religious. It was not culty like other things that self-improvement can lead you down. Mm-hmm. It was just nothing but good for you. And it was really good, helpful information that's locked inside my head. And yeah, I still carry with me today.
Well, I can't wait for our next pub trivia night and for that one random question about Greek mythology, and you're going to go,
I'll go, stop. I've got the answer.
I've been waiting my whole life for this moment.
I've been waiting for them to get through the 17 Taylor Swift trivia questions, and now it's my time to shine.
I wish. Is it a Taylor Swift themed trivia night?
We're not going to that night.
Where is it?
No, thank you.
Okay, what do you think would happen if you stripped away all the external pressure? Mm-hmm. What would your version of enough look like right now?
Just getting out of bed. just getting out of bed.
Great job.
Yeah, you win. No, but I think in all seriousness, it's probably accepting where I am now and stopping looking at myself and my life and my relationships, my career as a work in progress. I think that's like a really, I keep saying toxic, but it's a pretty toxic mindset to be in. Like, I'm not there yet, but I will be there soon, but I'm not there yet. And I think that mindset, it stops you from dating. It stops you from trying for a career goal. Like, it's a really limiting kind of mindset to be in. So I think, yeah, like stop trying to hack your way to a better version of yourself and meet yourself in this moment and go, no, this is great. This is pretty good actually.
If your best friend, me obviously, because you're not allowed to have.
Why was there a silence
Not allowed
after
to have
that?
any other best friends.
If you had a friend.
If you had a single friend in your life, what would that feel like to you? If your best friend came to you saying that she felt lazy for resting, what would you say to her? And how might you maybe try to apply that same kindness to yourself?
So I think there's like two things here. I think we've got to really be careful that we don't mistake resting for laziness. Rest is really necessary in between bursts of productivity. And we know for women that even with our cycles, there's different times of the month that you need to be physically, mentally, emotionally resting. You can't be on 24/7. You're not a robot. But then I also think the flip side of that is that you can't then confuse self-care with like laziness as well. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, you know, I think, yes, there's times you need to be in bed and resting and chilling out and not doing 10,000 things. But then some days you are required to get up and do the 10,000 things. So it's like finding your balance in between the two, I think. Still support productivity, but don't sort of fall victim to it.
Carve the room out to rest.
Carve it.
Carve it out.
Carve it up.
Okay, Mags, I have a lot to say. Are you ready for my therapy notes?
Can you recite them to me in ancient Greek?
No, can't be doing that. Okay, so Mags, what I'm hearing from you here, which is no new news to me, but we're going to put it on the table anyway for the listeners who have only just gotten to know you. You're highly self-aware, naming the tension between striving and acceptance. You link self-improvement to survival, especially during periods of poor or shaky mental health. And you also see life as a work in progress has given you distance from a painful present.
That's good.
Which is kind of what you touched on before.
Yeah.
And that's really incredibly adaptive. You're also able to recognize your overachiever wiring.
Sorry, I thought you just said winery.
No, you're also able to, you keep thinking I'm talking about wine. You're also able to recognize your overachiever wiring. Self-awareness is so important. And your schedule reflects constant striving, right? We've got gym, solo parenting, your 9 to 5, your 17 different side hustles, the podcast. It's impressive. Don't get me wrong. But it also reveals that productivity has become intertwined with your self-worth. You think if I'm super busy doing all these things, I'm worthy. I'm doing a good job. I like myself.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself.
Right.
So you've got productivity and self-worth a little bit crisscrossy. You're zigzagging.
I'm zigzagging.
In terms of harmful self-improvement phases, which I think we can all relate to that are listening, your examples of fasting was, I thought, particularly powerful because it shows the danger of confusing deprivation with clarity.
Yes.
Hunger with discipline.
Right. Wow.
I think a lot of women that are listening would probably, sadly, be able to relate to that at some point in their lives, right? And it does come back to control a lot of the time as well. I can't control what's going on in my outer circle, but I can control what I put into my body.
Yes. Or what I do to my body, going to the
or
gym. Or
what you don't put into your body.
Yeah.
You recognize how quickly self-improvement can become a self-punishment and that awareness is protective. It means that you're less likely in the future to keep falling back on those patterns.
So I'm a masochist.
Yeah. Going back to what you said about what does enough feel like for you right now, your answer here is actually a breakthrough. Accepting life as a masterpiece now rather than a work in progress. You are the Monet. You are the Mona Lisa. You are already a masterpiece right now in this moment in those shoes.
I was going to say, in this outfit in
those
particular.
Shoes. That shift from hacking and optimizing to appreciating and being present reframes everything.
Yes.
We in the biz like to call it radical acceptance.
Oh, radical.
Naming body, mind, career, and friendships as already complete is a strong anecdote to the never enough cycle.
Yes. And do you think, Tal, that if you don't do that, people feel that energy from you? Like you're treating them as something that's not yet complete?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like I'm sure if you're dating someone and your own view of your own life is that it's a work in progress and you're hacking at it to get it better.
Like, what am I, like a stopover?
Yeah, chopped liver.
When you spoke about proper resting versus laziness, you showed empathy for others, including me, who struggle with resting, but you also laid in conditions, right? You're like, rest is okay if you're tired.
Yes.
Rest is okay if you've worked really hard that day.
Yeah.
So you've given yourself conditions. You're still putting rules around this idea of rest.
Yeah. Do you know what this is giving?
What?
That Meghan Markle interview when they're like, yet.
Yet.
If.
Yet. This framing still places rest in this transitional box, which is like earned rather than inherent.
You have to earn your rest.
We don't, but that's still, you're able to acknowledge that rest is important, but you still feel like you need to earn it.
Yeah, interesting.
Whereas we all should rest.
Yeah.
Many more hours than we do. You're right that indulgence can take many forms. Some days call for hustle and some for softness, but the challenge is trusting yourself to know which is which without judging yourself.
Before you fall off the damn treadmill.
100%. So, Mags, what I want you to do is, can you experiment with resting sans justification?
We shall see.
We shall see. And finally, I think what you said right there at the end is like the takeaway. It's the bumper sticker. It's what I'm going to put in big letters on the social media clips, which is that you can't hack your way to happiness.
You can't hack your way to happiness. Yes.
You hit the nail on the head. It's also the heart of your journey and an important reminder for everyone that happiness is not a spreadsheet of inputs and outputs.
I mean, for some people it is. I quite enjoy a spreadsheet, but yeah, no, definitively.
Happiness is not a spreadsheet of inputs and outputs. It's a practice of presence.
Yes.
The masterpiece isn't future you, it's you right now.
Oh, I love that. Goosebumps. We're just still giving each other goosebumps every week. This is a great sign. Tal, thank you. I love those therapy notes. And, you know, it's really interesting when you sort of bring up a topic like this and put it all out there. And I thought I had this topic wrapped up. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I have no issues. And then someone else looks at it from a really objective standpoint and goes, have you noticed, like what you just said, you put conditions around your rest? That feels like a big breakthrough for me.
And I think it's also interesting, and it's so common in women. I think that you would, in fact, you often do. You did this morning. Yeah. Literally this morning, first thing I woke up, you're telling me, hey, share the load. Like, I don't want you to burn out.
Yes.
Have an early night.
Right.
But I just don't think we're as good at taking our own advice, are we?
Hell no.
And that's why something that I always try to remember is my therapist once said, talk to yourself like you talk to your best friend. Because we're so mean to ourselves.
We are so mean to ourselves.
And we're so kind to our besties.
Yeah. And even the people that I hugged at hug therapy, I was nicer to. So lesson learned today, be kind to yourself. Don't hack your way to happiness. Love it. So Tal, we end every therapy session with some homework for our listeners. So now that we've confirmed that we give ourselves more than enough homework in our day-to-day lives as it is, we're just going to keep the take-home work kind of light this week.
This week, we're asking you to start writing yourself some radical acceptance sticky notes. And we know that Maggie loves a sticky note.
Loves it.
Grab a Post-it pad and jot down some reminders like, this moment is whole, nothing to fix. This moment is whole, nothing to fix. Then stick them on your fridge, your laptop, your bathroom mirror, in your car. Let them interrupt the never enough spiral.
And if you really want some actual homework, why don't you just go ahead and put a crystal in your bra, a la Tully Smythe. Who knows what will happen? Maybe you'll have black tourmaline warding off evil spirits. Maybe you'll just have a bruised boob. I don't know.
A little bit of both. A little from column A, a little from column B.
And that's enough of the tarot cards this week. That's the end of our therapy. We're going to hear from GoTo, the people who make self-help possible. Hold tight and we'll be back in a minute.
Mags.
Yes.
You know the feeling when you wake up and you've had the best sleep of your life, but your skin, kind of like me today, has kind of missed the memo.
Best sleep of my life? Been a few years, but I think my skin today is currently screaming, I had toilet training at 3 a.m. with my toddler.
Oh, fun. Well, enter GoTo's Very Luxe Face Cream. It is clinically proven to make your skin firmer, softer, plumper, basically the closest thing to an Instagram filter in a jar.
Ooh, it's got 3 types of ceramides, vegan collagen, kangaroo paw flower, which, side note, makes me feel like I'm putting a little bit of Australia on my face.
I love that for you. Well, it also has pink algae, which helps reduce redness, roughness, and pigmentation.
Yep, so make it part of your daily routine and I'll have you looking more rested and radiant than you actually are.
We'll pop some very serious clinical stats in the show notes, but trust us, this is a heavy hitter that truly takes the mental load out of looking after your skin.
Yeah, if you don't believe us, take a look at mine. And as a special gift for our listeners, you can head to www.gotoskincare.com and use our code SELFHELPED. That's one word, SELFHELPED, at the checkout for a big 20% off the Very Luxe Face Cream.
But get in quick because this offer will not last forever. Do you remember in primary school when you used to watch the behind the news of an afternoon, or was that just me?
No, we did. I have kind of vague recollections, but I think that's probably why I ended up as a journalist. It was either that or Carrie Bradshaw and that wardrobe.
Everybody loved Carrie Bradshaw. Well, my inspo to become a journalist was a little bit less chic. My inspo was actually April, the journalist from the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon. She had red hair and this beautiful yellow jumpsuit. And I thought she was the coolest chick ever. And she was a journalist.
Wow. I'm really glad that we both made like critical life decisions based on outfits of characters. Yeah, that really says a lot,
doesn't it? It does. Anyway, welcome to Self-Help Scoop of the Week, where we pull apart something we've seen in the news cycle and give you our thoughts. This week's was an obvious one, and I can hardly sit still.
Oh my God.
Just thinking about it. I actually cannot believe Maggie has let me once again bring this to the table.
This is week 3 of Taylor Swift content. Can we actually just find that clip where I say this is not a Taylor Swift fan podcast, because this is really going downhill quickly. Look, I'm loath to double up and give this to you, but I don't think we can avoid it. We have to cover it. Take it away, Tully.
And it is, of course, Miss Taylor Allison Swift's engagement to her golden retriever football player boyfriend, Travis Kelce.
Okay, I admit it's big news. Did you just check your arm for goosebumps? I
have goosebumps.
Oh, good Lord.
It's a very big moment.
Tully, I had barely got out of bed when I'd read the news online yesterday. You were clearly the first person that I messaged. I said, girlfriend, we're going to be bridesmaids. I think your heart stopped thinking that one of us
I was
engaged.
like, oh, your sister's engaged? Amazing.
But no, it was Taylor Swift. Can I ask you a question before we get into it? Is Ned okay?
Everyone's been asking about Ned. Do you know what? So he actually handled it really well, considering I woke him up by putting the full lights on.
Yes. If you haven't seen Tully's TikTok, go watch it. It's very funny.
He's taken it really well. He was half asleep, semi-conscious, but he was like, yay, like can't wait to watch them tie the woohoo. Yeah. Go Travis.
I more mean like, how many hints can we give that man now that Taylor Swift's engaged, as Tully just plays with her ring finger over there?
Do you know what's so weird? I don't know if I manifested. I was trying to manifest my own proposal the very night before. The very night before, there's this new trend going around where there's this filter that forces the person to have this big smile on.
Oh, creepy.
And you whisper in your partner's ear, smile if you're going to propose to me this year. And they're like, what? But the filter is like this. And I'd filmed this the night before. So I think in trying to manifest, I don't know, we don't believe in manifestation. In trying to manifest my own engagement, I slipped and fell and accidentally manifested Taylor's.
And you're like, guys, people upstairs, wrong
Come
one.
on.
We're very similar, but wrong person. Okay, so the engagement looked beautiful. I don't know that I understood any of the Easter eggs that were hidden in it. Apparently there was like references to songs and secret gardens.
Look, she has said in her recent podcast with Travis and his brother that she will never Easter egg her personal life.
Liar.
I mean, I definitely fell into that trap. I was like, oh, you can see the time on her watch. What does that time mean? And what does the date mean? And what do the flowers mean? God. But I think, Mags, there is a bigger story here. There's a reason that so many of us 30-something-year-old women, even you, and I can pull up for proof, you said, even I felt something today.
I did feel a little something. I felt really happy for her. I mean, just to make it really like plain, she's clearly had a very motley love life. She's had a lot of gross guys let her down. Mm-hmm. This connection feels so good for her. He is like
her biggest fan.
Yeah.
Do you know how they actually met?
Easy. No, tell me.
This is what makes it so sweet. Why am I getting emotional talking about Taylor Swift?
I thought we would make it through one podcast where neither of us cried.
I know,
but
we were doing
here
so
we are.
good. So the reason there were so many memes and posts and funny jokes yesterday about like really the way they met was Travis has this podcast with his brother and he came on and he was talking about how he was really upset. He'd gone to the Taylor Swift concert. He'd loved it. He thought she was so talented and, you know, he was so blown away. And he'd made her a friendship bracelet, which is a Taylor Swift trend.
Yeah. I'm familiar.
He'd made one with his number on it.
Stop.
And he was really hoping he might get a chance to meet her at some point. I think she was playing at the stadium that his team play at.
No.
And he thought, oh, come on, I know enough people in this stadium to be able to. But he didn't. She's very busy. And he went on the podcast and he put his hand up and he said, man, I'm butthurt. I didn't get to meet her. I made her this bracelet. And obviously that goes viral. She sees it somehow. And that's how they first met and got together. So this concept of like how we should all be dating our biggest fan.
Yes.
You know, him being so outwardly.
Yeah.
He's like this beautiful beacon of non-toxic masculinity.
Yes, and very open. Like I think every clip that I've seen of him dancing or at her concerts, like this man does not care what anyone thinks. He'll get up on stage in a goofy suit or he'll do the thing. You can see her run to him at the end of the shows and they just look really happy and open. There's no one going, don't look or cameras or whatever.
That's, I think, why a lot of the Swifties were emotional yesterday because her recent ex of 6 years, who we all thought she'd marry because 6 years, he was never around. We obviously don't know the inner workings of their relationship, but it just felt like he wasn't as supportive.
I don't even know who it was, which really doesn't say much.
We're not going to speak about it. It's like Voldemort. We're not going to say his name.
Who cares?
But I think the whole thing, there are so many different parts to like focus on, right? Never settling. Waiting for the right one, not the first one. Mm-hmm. Nice guys don't finish last.
No. Nice guys finish first.
Date your biggest fan.
Yes.
Play the long game.
Yes.
I want to throw to you, Mags, because I did see a few of the flip side commentary, which were from 30-something-year-old women saying—
and get a prenup.
No, I did see that post. That was good. No, but saying, for a lot of my life, I also felt this way in that it was somewhat comforting to have someone as big and beautiful and smart and funny and successful as Taylor Swift.
Still struggling with her love life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or not being married.
Yeah.
Not having a child yet.
Oh, so do you feel like maybe we've lost a soldier?
That is what I was seeing yesterday. A lot of my single friends were like, great. No. You were kind of making it okay for us to still be figuring it out.
Got it. So they're like, the Taylor Swift was kind of normalizing a single woman's existence. Sure, but I think that the ultimate goal is not to be married. You can have a very happy, rich, robust life alone. But I think it is a wonderful goal to have that you meet your person and your best friend. And I think, from the very limited amount that I know about Taylor Swift, she's had a pretty tough run of it. So she's allowed to not be single anymore. I'll allow it. Approved.
I'm so glad I've won you over. And I promise, no, actually, I'm not going to promise because I don't like going back on my promises, but I will endeavour to have a break from Taylor Swift next week.
Okay, well, for the love of God, please let that be the last bit of Taylor Swift. Wonderful, but the last bit of Taylor Swift news for a little while.
I agree. Until there's like the engagement photos and then there's like the hens, the kitchen tea, the bachelorette, the Bucks party. Well, if you thought our Notes app segment was chaotic, buckle the hell up because it's time for Saved and Shamed, where we expose the weird and wonderful, slightly tragic contents of our Instagram saved folders.
And a little bit of wisdom too. But these are basically the posts we swore we needed to remember, but realistically are kind of just gathering digital dust. So today we're pulling out the last thing that made us stop mid-scroll and think, yep, life-changing, got to save that.
For me, it's if you scroll back, it's basically like this time capsule of what was happening in my life at the time.
Yeah,
right?
you know you're struggling when you've got like a lot of memes saved around a particular time.
Or if you scroll for long enough, you'll get all my breakup reminders.
Oh, yeah.
It's called a breakup because it's broken. You know, stuff like that. Anyway.
Terrible.
Mags, what cursed gem do you have for us today?
I have to say, I had a lot of really poignant content captured here. It was like, I really had to scroll back to find something terrible. This one I really love. It's a picture of Paris Hilton circa like maybe 2004. Can we imagine that face?
Yeah, I mean, that's like her iconic era.
Iconic. And the caption says, I cannot wait to financially afford who I really am.
That's a bit too close to the bone for us, isn't it?
But you know, like, what would I even spend money on? I'd probably just buy more hats.
Yeah.
Just be like a hat billionaire.
Like, instead of like a crazy cat lady, you'd be a crazy hat lady.
Yes. You know when they're like,
here all week, folks.
when they're like, you know, when I win $1 million, there'll be signs. It'll just be me with like 17 hats on. Yeah, right. Okay, so I've got a bunch of these saved. I have folders across pretty much every platform. And maybe today, as a reflection of self-improvement and our addiction to self-improvement, this one I like because it really just talks about not having to do anything in life, but just allow the passing of time. And it's a quote that says, I'm not everything I want to be yet, but I'm a lot of things that I wasn't 2 years ago. And that is a wonderful thing.
I love that.
Right? It's true. And I think back to 2 years ago and I'm like, leaps and bounds. And I didn't have to do anything but just allow time to pass.
This is kind of a similar vein, Mags. And I saved it because I thought, yeah, you know what? It's so true.
End us on a high.
Whenever your confidence is low, just remember that the 13-year-old version of yourself would think that you are the coolest girl alive if she saw you today. And sometimes that's all that matters.
Oh, again, the passing of time. The cooler we get, the older we get, the more hats we get. What a show. Tully Ann.
It's been great, Mags.
It's been great. See you next week for another hat. All right, chickens, we'd love to keep chatting, but sadly our time is up for today. Tully, as always, will that be cash card or hats?
I'm paying you in hats. 7 hats. Lucky for you guys, Self-Help is all about the free advice from 2 women who have spent a lot of money and hats on theirs.
Yes, every week we'll be inviting you to pull up a chair and let us spill the tea on what we've learned, not just from therapy, but from the roller coaster of life.
The wins, the mess, and the surprisingly sound advice we've gotten from strange women in the Revs bathrooms at 2 a.m. We're here for each other and hopefully for you too.
2 a.m. I think it's like 2 p.m. If you like what you've heard, hit subscribe, leave us a glowing review, and follow us on Instagram at selfhelpedpod. Validation is our love language.
We'll be back in your ears every Thursday, wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Thank you for tuning into Self-Helped.
We'll see you at your next appointment. Don't forget your hat.
This episode was brought to you by GoTo, undeniably effective, effortless skincare. Find out more at gotoskincare.com.
We'd like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people, the traditional owners of the land on which we've recorded today's episode, and pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging.
Always was, always will be.